What's happening, everybody? I'm out in Iowa right now, heading towards Missouri for the night. I'm not gonna make it. I've got about 4 hours and 45 minutes to go. I've got about 5.5 hours to get there. I'm gonna take a little break and then get going again. But I thought I would just get on here and talk a little bit about some stuff. Earlier this week, I found out I had a problem with something that it originally happened on my trainer's truck. We thought we passed a DOT inspection. This was about 3 days before I was off my trainer's truck. So this was in the middle of June, something like that. And we thought we passed an inspection. We'd only been on the road for about 10 minutes. And the DOT officer found nothing wrong with the truck. He goes over there and tugs on one of my airlines. I don't remember which one it was. There was a little crack in it. Okay, truck's holding air. You know, nothing's coming out. You can't fucking tell him anything. He's a fucking cop. I'm not saying all cops are bad. Alright. You get some of them on a bad day, and they're a little more stubborn than even I am. Which is probably hard to imagine for some people that know me a little bit. It is sunny as a motherfucker. Anyway, he wrote me up for a kinked air hose. My trainer had to leave me at this rest area that was serving as, the DOT inspection area. He left me at the rest area, dropped the trailer, went to a truck stop that was nearby to buy another air hose. He might have been gone 30 minutes, came back. We put the air hose on, no problem. Wrote me a ticket for $0.00, which is better than a warning, you know. If, you can't fight a warning in court. Not that this was that big a deal. I thought it was. But it wasn't. I took the paperwork to safety at my company. They said they took care of it. They took the paperwork in the back, had it back there for about 20 minutes, came back to me, handed me the paperwork, said everything was fine. All right. I tested out. I got my own truck. I left Springfield, Ohio, went to Rochester, New York. Picked up my first load up there that I ever did solo. Took it to a drop yard in Columbus. Frank Road out there. It's not a bad drop yard. Took it out there, dropped it off. Said, see you sons of bitches, I'm going to the motherfucking house. I've been out for about 2.5 months at this point. Fuck it, I'm done. So, I went to the house. I had a letter waiting on me from the state of New York where I got this ticket. It said I owe $0.00. I'd have a court date for the 28th of October. So I call the big terminal. I'm not going to say where it's at because everybody will know. I called up the big terminal. Told them what I was looking at. Told them that, the little terminal had taken care of it and asked them if they showed the same. They showed the same. Okay, fuck it. Hang on. There we go. So anyway, You know, what's a court date? You know, months away for a fine of $0 and 0 cents. You know what the fuck is that? Everybody says it's all right. My trainer said it was all right. I said, hell with it. Fuck it. I'll leave it alone. About, when was this? Let's see, it's Saturday now. Monday. I get a message over the Qualcomm telling me to call safety up before I move again. Find a place to park and call safety before I move again. But I drove like 60 or 70 miles without checking the message. Just figured I'd get it when I get to the DC, and I did. You know, thankfully enough, there were a couple closed way stations that I drove by. Thankfully enough, they weren't open. My license was suspended, and I didn't know it. Apparently, New York made a fuss with my home state of West Virginia, and West Virginia suspended my license. So, I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, and I can't move. I just got my load dropped off, so I didn't have anything strapped to me. I was just bobtailing, thankfully enough. I didn't have anything, terribly pressing. But, I called safety up about it and told them what had happened. Then I called driver relations up, and, I'm freaking out, and I'm yelling and screaming and cussing at them and everything else, and, they weren't going to pay for the $0 and 0 cents that I was told I didn't have to pay $0 and 0 cents. So the $0 and 0 cents turns into $440 to the state of New York, and then $53 to the state of West Virginia for a license reinstatement fee. All right. What choice do I have? So I call them up. I need a fax machine to get in and to even start this process. And so I called one of the corporate guys at my company and rose a little hell with him because they weren't going to put me in a motel room or anything. I just had to sit in my truck for fucking 4 days and not move. I had supplies on my truck, but, I didn't know how long I was going to be there. I finally paid some guy, I tried to pay some guy $20, give me a road up to, or give me the run up to the Walmart there. And the guy was an owner-op, and he was meeting one of his drivers. But he gave me a run up there so I could get some more supplies. But he didn't take any money to take me over there. Cool guy, real cool guy. First I thought he was a fag. Then come to find out he was Bulgarian, so he had that accent. It was throwing me off at first. Sounded kind of, like he wants to be a woman or some shit. But nah, it's just where he's from. So I finally call up my company and I'm like, look, I need a tow, or I need a team driver to come over here, get in my truck and drive me 65 miles from where I am to the terminal so I can get to a fax machine and get all this stuff done. They rose hell about it, said I needed, to get a bunch of other stuff taken care of, passenger permits and shit, even though it's another employee of my company, to come and drive my company vehicle to a company facility. So long story short, I raised some hell. They paid $1,500 for a tow truck. They wouldn't pay $500 to get my license back, but they paid $1,500 for the tow truck. I talked to the driver about it when he came and got me. And I tried to pay him some money for coming to get me. He wouldn't take it. He said if it was your company, I would take it. But, you being in this, the situation you're in, I'm not going to take your money. I tried to give him like $15 or something. Anyway, I get there, and I got there at the end of the business day, by 11 o'clock in the morning the following day, which was also a business day, I had my license back. Everything was gravy. Okay. So I go get a trailer, I go get my load and everything like that. For about, for a couple days, everything's going all right. And I had a really good year in taxes this year. I mean, fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful. They tax me $500 a week where I am here now. And they've been doing so for months. Fucking months. And, but I owe the IRS like $700, so I thought, well, it'll bode well for me by them taxing the fucking dog shit out of me. To just, I had them taking extra out of my check, shit like that. They weren't taking $500 out, because I didn't say to take extra money out. I had them take extra money out. My fucking holder's off the windshield. The camera's shaky. I apologize. But long story short, I get a $5,000 tax return. And I found out about it before I left. I dropped my shit off at H&R Block and went and signed on the dotted line right before I left the house to come out here. I was out here for probably about 2 weeks before the shit show happened. And I got a call today saying I got a letter from the Department of Treasury. And when I was younger, I flunked out of college twice. Well, I flunked out of college once. I half-assed and didn't give a fuck the first time. Second time, I worked my fucking ass off and just flunked out. I'm a smart guy, but I'm not fucking college smart. My brother's the achiever. And, he's got those kind of brains. So anyway, I get a call a couple hours ago, and the $5,000 that I'm getting, of that, $3,900 and some change is being kept for, student loan debt, which I'm default on my loans. Just haven't been paying them. I've meant to, and I keep putting it off because, there's living to be done. There's shit to be paid and everything else, And the other stuff that I pay and the stuff that I do is more real than the student loan debt that I have over my head. It's more real to me, at least. So, yeah. I'm still getting some money back, but nothing like I thought I was going to. And it's like, I'm too worn out to be furious about it. It's like, getting my license back alone was $500, and now this. And when I found out about my license, I yelled and screamed and cussed and threatened and all this stuff. And I got some things that I wanted. I didn't get most of the things that I wanted, but I got some stuff I wanted from my company. Overall, I would not rate the experience with my company high, and I believe that they don't care about the drivers the way they say they do. Not that I ever really did, but I thought they cared about drivers more than, I knew they didn't care about them like they said they did, but I thought they cared about them a little more than that. They told me that because I was on the second half of my time on my trainer's truck, that the ticket was on me. It wasn't on the company, and the trainer didn't hear anything about it. It's it's not going to be anything he's going to have to worry about. So even though I'm on a student salary and I don't have my own truck and I can't call the shots and I'm basically living in someone else's bathroom with them, these things are about the size of your bathroom, only there's no plumbing. So, but even though, I'm staying in there and I'm still on a student salary, and I'm still a trainee, and I'm not a qualified driver and all that stuff. You know, the ticket was on me. So, you know, I got stuck with it fucking months later. Total fucking kick to the nuts. You know, total kick to the nuts. And, you know, and then I get this. And it's like, by the time I got the news about this shit, I'm so like mentally exhausted from, you know, I just started to let that other shit go, you know, because they're not going to pay me back for the money that I spent to pay my license. I tried to get that, and it ain't happening. You know, they fussed at me for paying a $1,500 tow bill. I had to wrestle with them because if you get your steer tire caught in some mud and have to get a tow truck sent for you, they classify that as an accident on your, not your overall CSA score, but just your, you know, your driving record within the company, which doesn't go anywhere else but, you know, in the company. And so, yeah. I wrestled with them with that. They didn't put an accident on my report. So I got what I wanted with that. But, you know, I mean, at some point, you know, it got to the point where it was like, you know, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them type thing. You know, I had to realize that I wasn't going to get everything I wanted with them, and I was sort of kind of having to pick my fights, you know, figure out what I was really going to raise hell about so that I got what I wanted, and, you know, when I was asking for too much, you know. I had all kinds of friends telling me that I needed to leave the company I'm with and go with someone else. Swift offered me 57 cents a mile. I couldn't believe that shit. Now, I heard they were coming up a little bit, but, you know, they still got a pretty awful, you know, reputation. They hire all these shitty drivers and stuff. I got mentors back home that would give me up the fucking road all day long for getting in a Swift truck. Oh, God, I never got the end of that shit. Yeah, fuck that shit. 57 cents or not, you know. But, you know, I called around to some companies because I was worried about the suspension that might be on my license and if that was going to affect, you know, the big boy jobs that I want to get when my time is done here. They said I didn't have much to worry about in terms of that. There's no points involved in my license or anything like that. There's a suspension on it, but it's a non-moving violation, and there's nothing to worry about. So I guess I'm going to stay here regardless of the bullshit that I've dealt with. And I've talked to some old heads, and I've seen some videos. And what's that one guy on here? I mean, I know his name. I'm trying to think. It might be Simple Living with Papa Joe. Or maybe it's just fucking Papa Joe. I don't know. He's a trucker, dude. He's an old head. You know, he's from back in the day. He's from back when a dime was a dime and all that shit. You know. And, you know, on top of the people that I know personally, you know, I'm just, you know, he's like, you know, doesn't matter how bad you hate him, you know, your goal is to, you know, you want to get your first year with one company, and you want a safe record, and you want a clean record with one company. If the big boy companies don't see longevity, they'll look at you if you're clean, but the hiring process is going to be a lot slower if you jump ship, which took everything in me not to do. You know, surviving this week with this company was not something that I was particularly a fan of, but, you know, hell, every company you go to, you run the risk of running into some kind of situation like this, so it really doesn't fucking matter. None of them give a fuck about you anyway. I don't care who you are. You know, if you get good experience, you get clean experience, they care about that. They don't care about you, but they will pay you to drive for them with your clean, pristine record. You know, that you got at a company for a year. You know, it's an important building block for the foundation of a decent career. You want to get a good paying job. You know, these big OTR mega carriers here, they're gonna fuck you any and every way they can. You know, that's how they're as fucking huge as they are. You know, in a lot of ways, I'm proud of my company. You know, I'm not a real political guy, but you know, my company supported Trump, and I voted for Trump, and I'm gonna do it again. And stuff like that. So there are things about the company that I like, but in the end of the fucking day, they don't give a fuck about you. You know. But, so yeah. I guess all there is to do at this point is put one foot in front of the other, be thankful for the, you know, it's not 5,000, but, you know, at least there's a lot of people that aren't, you know, there's a lot of people that are owing this year. Owing a lot this year. I owed a little bit last year. It's the first time I ever owed. Apparently I made too much money at a pizza joint delivering pizzas back before I got into this. So, you know, you can't be living too large there. So, yeah. Just put one in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. Be thankful that you're, you know, you're still above ground, that you're doing good. I have things that I have to be thankful for in the face of this. There are things that things could be much worse for me. And I guess maybe the point of this whole rambling is, you know, to just be thankful for the good shit that you got and just, you know, don't get too tore down about the shit that seems so huge, you know what I mean? Because there's going to come a time when it's not going to fucking matter. In 6 months, yeah, I'm going to look back and say, yeah, my companies and the government fucked me over on my taxes. But with the company, I took the words of 3 people. I just took their word for it instead of looking myself, which I should have done, like a fucking man. And the student loan debt they took my money out for, I got that shit on my own. Nobody held a gun to my head. Nobody made me try to fucking go to college and be smart and shit. You know. I did that shit on my own, willingly. And so really I've done all this to myself. There's nobody to blame but me, you know. I can't blame, you know, you can't blame the president. You can't blame fucking OCL. You know, you can't blame any of those people. You gotta do the best you can, and you know, little shit can grow big over time. You know, it's so fucking sunny out here. Oh. But, yeah, anyway. That's my little ramble for today, I suppose. Look at that. It's so fucking sunny out here. And it's like 250 degrees between sunlight and shadow. I'm gonna get the sunshade up here for a minute. I'm gonna be here for like an hour. I'm gonna throw some weights up and shit. And try to get high on some endorphins, and try to push another couple 100 miles up the road. I think I can do it. I can get another 150 in already, at least. I I'm just a hair under 400 miles for the day on a 720-mile trip, something like that. That won't be nothing to get there and out tomorrow. I have to go through Kansas City. I'm not looking forward to that shit. Kansas City fucking sucks. Kansas City sucks and Milwaukee sucks. There are people in both states that are very cool people that I know that, you know, I can tell they're good-hearted people. But when you get on the road, shit's always different. You know what I mean? Talking to somebody face-to-face is a hell of a lot different than driving on the interstate with them. You know? But that's a whole different story too. I'm gonna do a video soon on getting started in trucking, what my opinions on the different means of doing that are. There are a few different ways to get started. And, you know, I have an opinion that there's only one good way to do it. I have mentors that would tell me different. But, they started when, hell, they've all been driving for 25 years. It's a different world now. I don't know how much different, but I know it's a considerable amount different. Motherfuckers are greedy now, you know. CR England used to be a good company back in those days, from what I understand at least. At least they were considerably better than they are now. But, yeah, anyway, I'm going to quit rambling and talking in circles, and I will get back on here eventually and talk about something else that's a little more, maybe a little more constructive, maybe would be the word for it, I don't know. But, yeah, just wanted to vent this out, get this out there, and YouTube is, it's like a time capsule for me. If nobody in the world watched this shit, I would still do it so that I could go back and look at, you know, what's going on, you know. But, yeah, I'm going to put some more stuff up here soon. And I'm going to have another one up before I go home next time. So, you guys be careful. And be good and hug the ones you love and all that stuff. And